Welcome to class. In this morning's breath meditation, we'll be also exploring mudra. So mudra means a seal, kind of like, so the classic mudras are with the hands in yoga that we recognize, kind of Anjali mudra, the different mudras with the fingers. But there are other mudras in the body in yoga, but we'll focus on the hands today. And why do we use these mudras? So different mudras signify different things. There are a lot of energy points in our hands. So the reason the hands are used is to stimulate those energy points. The palms in particular, particularly potent. That's why we hold hands as humans. It's a connecting, there's a giving of energy and a receiving of energy, which feels lovely, especially with my 4-year-old son. Holding a little child's hand is lovely. It's like the teenagers don't hold them anymore, but never mind. So there's a significance to this gesture of holding hands. The palms represent giving out into the world and receiving in, reciprocal. So we'll be working with that mudra today. But we'll start by stimulating these wonderful points, energy points in the hands. We'll start taking one thumb, place it into the palm of the hand, the center of the palm, and just give it a really good massage. Try and sit up nice and tall and start to breathe deeply. This stimulates the energy, gives us a connection. The points, the energy points in the hands, or in the whole body, in yoga are called Marma points, M-A-R-M-A, which are lesser known than perhaps acupressure points or acupuncture points in Chinese medicine. They're slightly different. And then we're going to press the thumb into that hand, roll the shoulders back and down, close your eyes, and we'll take 3 deep breaths. Good. And then release. We'll give those wrists a little circle around, both wrists, one way and the other way. And then we can massage the other palm. Again, just get the thumb and apply some nice pressure, some circles, some pressure down. Try and always keep the shoulders relaxed while we're working. Breath smooth, face soft. And then we can press again and closing the eyes. Another 3 deep breaths here. Breathing in. And out in your own time, nice and slow. Good. And then release. And we're going to take the hands forward this time. Turn one palm up, the other palm down, and then just switch. The palm down towards the earth, one palm to the sky, and then switch, again signifying our connection to heaven and to earth. We're just between the sky and the earth. We kind of think we're of the earth, but we're as much of the sky as more around us. All of the elements within us and outside of us, so we connect them. Good, and then release. Give those hands a shake out. So we're going to meditate on this today. We work with Abhya Mudra, which is the fearless mudra. This palm is out to the world, and it says, you have nothing to fear from me. This is basically what we want. We don't want others to feel afraid or worried or concerned around us. but it's also one that stimulates fearlessness within us. And only when we cultivate the things that we want to put out in the world within us do we actually emit them. So it's this outward and inward. So we're going to imagine that we're breathing into this hand, out and in, fearlessness outwards. You have nothing to fear from me. I am peaceful, I am kind, I am a friend. And then back again. Because we can sometimes forget that other people are just like us. They really don't want to be feared. They might project in a certain way, but most people are kind, peaceful, and just maybe have lost their way from day to day, as we do. So it's this outward, inwards, peace out, fearlessness in. Taking the left hand onto the lap, palm is up, shoulders back and down. Squeeze the right elbow in, and then soften again through the shoulders. Allow the eyes to close or have a gentle gaze. And then we'll just take some deep breath into the belly, ribs, chest. Chest, ribs, belly. Imagine as you do that you're breathing in and out of this right hand. So you're breathing into the center of the hand. You're breathing in this fearlessness, this ability to take action, to not be held back by our perceived fear. And as you breathe out, you're breathing out to the world. You have nothing to fear from me. Inhale our own courage, openness. Breathe out peacefulness, openness, connection. And just continue like this. We often think of fear as a big emotion. You know, the big emotions, we've all had fear in our life. Big fears of, you know, kind of when a loved one's ill, or if we're ill, and we fear death sometimes. We fear, you know, in our jobs, our relationships. But we have little micro fears every day that we don't even acknowledge, some of us more than others. And yoga tries to teach us to overcome them as useful insights within the body, but things that generally will restrict our growth and development. Many of us sometimes don't speak up for ourselves or for other vulnerable people for fear of not being liked or being misunderstood. Maybe we sometimes fear what our body can do, and so we don't try something that's a little bit more challenging, and we prevent ourselves from trying. Maybe we sometimes fear not being good enough, and so never start that dream that we've had. All sorts of small barriers on a daily basis that we have that we don't even recognize. Our job as yogis is to notice the mind, notice when this is happening, and have a compassionate self-inquiry as to whether we can change some of these things. Always remembering Rome wasn't built in a day. Allow ourselves to notice some of these barriers with compassion and slowly take steps towards liberation. We call that moksha in yoga. Now for the last few minutes, we're going to bring the right hand on top of the left in the lap. So you're basically cupping right hand on top of the left and the thumbs touch. This is classic Dhyana Mudra, meditation mudra. The eyes are still closed and the hands form a little bowl in which we allow knowledge and wisdom to come in. Continue to focus on slow, deep breath, relaxed face, relaxed shoulders. Fearlessness does not mean aggression, arrogance, or an egoic, which is the sense of I, sense of difference. It means a connection. I am enough. I am equal. And I use my voice compassionately to speak up when it's needed for myself and others, but always checking my truth first. And sometimes an action, in fact, action, and Sanskrit word for action is karma. An action is an absence of words. That still is an imprint and a choice. But the fear that we hold behind the karma, the action, the words, thoughts, or deeds, is what keeps us in this potentially stuck space. So we do it mindfully with awareness. We've just got another few breaths here. So just take another few really deep breaths. And then we bring the hands together, palms touch, and these powerful mama points, these energy points in the palms, pressing them firmly. And then it's no coincidence that this is the pose that we use most in yoga, beginning and end, Anjali Mudra. We touch the thumbs to the heart, because living from the heart is very hard to be fearful at the same time as being loving, compassionate to yourself and others. Fear and anger don't really reside closely with love and compassion. So the more we cultivate and remember to live from the heart, the less fear we will have, hopefully, with practice. And then we always bow our head to the heart as a reverence. The head is useful, the mind is useful, it's a tool, but it's not as wise as the heart. Good. And then we come up. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed